Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. The current character challenge is for Arkham Origins Joker, and that is a 1 week challenge in which the required characters are Cyborg, Bane, and Wonder Woman, which are bronze, silver, and silver respectively if you're looking at the easiest way to acquire them.
Yeah. Arkham Origins Joker, he is a decent damage over time alternative for your Arkham team if you don't have Arkham Knight Catwoman. And if you use Quake Engine, that gives you the extra Joker-specific benefit of delaying the enemy's tag out. But in my mind, you know, he's sort of second fiddle to Arkham Knight Catwoman. She really is the damage over time specialist, and her advantage of not being able to rinse the damage over time more than makes up for whatever you'd be able to get. And I like, or from Quake Engine, I mean, from the last ability. And I really like bleed damage as damage over time way more than any of the others. So I'm
because of the damage boost,
right? And that it stacks.
This week's multiplayer reward is the Black Power Battery, which becomes Necron's Scythe. This is probably or Scythe, I think we agreed upon. Actually,
yeah, that's right.
I don't know. Oops. This is probably the most important new content of this current update. The extra revive doesn't matter nearly as much as the boosted damage to stunned or frozen opponents, but it is a nice kind of secondary effect. And it also makes Killer Frost that much more important as a teammate or card carrying this. We've reviewed it already, link in the description, and we still feel that it is just as important as Cloak of Destiny and arguably better just because of the versatility.
Yeah, and what it really comes down to now is that you can stack. You can have a double team that takes advantage of being able to tag in and really boosting a good special 1 or special 2 damage to knock out the other team.
Yeah, that's true. You can get the special damage and you can get the splash damage on one person and have the other person still be able to swap in and do it. And you can really kind of just chain together an insane amount of damage pretty reliably.
I'm looking forward to doing a team with this. I just wish I didn't have a busted finger, because otherwise I would be... Yeah, no, because you can't really tell how good it is when you're not actually playing, properly.
At full capacity,
yeah.
In the store, we have the Earth 2 Hawkgirl cash pack for 25 Canadian dollars. It's just straight up not worth it, because you get 1 copy and you don't unlock it in your store to be able to purchase it with power credits. But, you know... The other reason why it's not worth it is it's likely the next challenge. Not certainly, but...
Right. Especially because there's that time where they're doing a bunch of cash packs all at once. And then every once in a while they do, if there's going to be an update, then it shifts gears a bit, and then sometimes you end up not getting it. But yeah, that's probably actually the best argument against using it, which is kind of shooting themselves in the foot, right?
It would be great if they did it like when it was the furthest point away from a challenge. Like
if it just finished.
Yeah, if it passed like a month ago, or just finished would make sense for them to organize it. But really, if it was lagging behind by about a month, so people came late, and you were pretty confident that it wasn't going to come back for a very long time, that would be, I think, not bad.
You know what? We have such good advice for Warner Brothers. They should be listening to us, I think.
They should be paying us.
All right, so there's the static challenge pack, with what I like to say a whopping 6.16% chance of getting him instead of the regular 2.86% chance of getting him in the regular challenge pack.
Yeah, and we've ran the numbers for this a bunch of times, and the extra copy every 30 packs, that's 1 copy for every 30 packs, you would be paying 1.5 million credits over those 30 packs, just compared to buying the regular challenge pack. So, 1.5 million credits is much better spent buying a bunch more challenge packs and then reselling and then a bunch more challenge packs and repeating that cycle actually probably a couple times before you end up running out of money, as opposed to 1 out of 30 getting an extra copy.
All right, so the irony of this, though, is Static is one of the characters, I believe, who's never had a breakthrough. So you can't even get him to Elite 10. You really only need 7 copies compared to the other ones anyways. So
the extra likelihood is extra worthless.
Yes, That's right.
We also have the Nth Metal packs, which we've already talked about in our Nth Metal Ultimate Pack opening, which we'll link to in the description. You know, maybe one day we'll actually just not mention them anymore because it looks like they're, you know, a permanent feature here to stay. But in the meantime,
Right.
I think there is still some interesting stuff to be talked about them, especially if you haven't already seen that video.
Right. So the Sorcery pack for 450,000 power credits is a decent deal. Raven is still great. Kandak, Black Adam, and Zatanna are okay, but the most important thing is you have the opportunity. I was going to say chance, but chance is sort of the wrong word. You have the opportunity to target 3 specific characters for promotion at a discount from the regular price. And, you know, that's most important actually for early players who are trying to get through and finish the offline single player mode.
Even if they're just mediocre golds, the great thing is, even if you're looking at the price of the discount gold pack, this is only twice as expensive per character to guarantee who you get. And the fact that Raven is good means that that's actually a really kind of compelling cost value for this pack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Survivor, still broken on Android, still only giving out Suicide Squad companion gears, and is currently showing League of Assassins gear set until 30th of January 2019. At this point, the time that it switches over and what it's showing us is almost not even valuable information anymore. It's more of a tease than anything of actual significance.
Well, I think it might be useful for iOS viewers, I guess.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Moving on to the current glitches, just remember that every working glitch is explained in a video as part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the eye in the top right corner of this video. And in my hubris, I wasn't thinking about the iOS users previously, and that should speak to the fact that we are Android only and that we are very rarely able to come up with relevant information to iOS users. So check around in the comments. If you have a question, ask it. And if you see a question from a fellow iOS user, do your best to answer it if you are equipped to, because you are each other's best resources. We can tell you generally about the game, but especially when we're getting into stuff like this with the glitches, it's not official Warner Brothers content, and the only place that you're going to get it from is pretty much your fellow users. A lot of them, which you'll find here.
That's right. And actually, we're going to maybe I should point out something. We've had a couple comments from people wanting the glitch announcement at the beginning. We were kind of a little bit flip about it, but I think we're saying that nothing has changed this week, and probably that's the biggest motivation for going with the other events, because the events, there's actually something every week no matter what. And with the glitches, a lot of times nothing new.
Yeah, and if you really need the information on the glitches, the playlist is the first place that you check, and then you can also skip forward as a second place you check. You know, I think probably a minimum of 5 minutes into the video is a pretty safe bet, and then you back up a second if you've missed something. But, you know, it's not that hard to click around if that's really the information that you want. Right,
so we'll start off then, because the playlist is something positive, we'll start off with the negatives, which the playlist won't tell you, is that there are no glitches for credits, because there's the glitch for getting multiple past season rewards, that's not working. Getting early getting MP, getting early multiplayer season rewards, that's also not working.
There's no glitch to get through the Phantom Zone quickly.
That's right.
Yeah. And now we can talk about some of the working glitches. The breakthrough glitch to let you play it repeatedly is still working, and we've got a comment from a viewer in the description. If you're having trouble getting the glitch to work, we can't confirm it, but it's there if you want it.
The challenge reset method that requires a Google Play Cloud save, it's still working, confirmed on the current Arkham Origins Joker challenge. And at least one viewer has confirmed that it resets the Phantom Zone progress. So
yeah, and we have some thoughts about this. It might be reverting things. We're not exactly sure. It hasn't been consistent for us. And by consistent, I mean it hasn't been resetting Phantom Zone progress for us. So
well, that we can actually test now too, because I mean right now it's still showing us that we've completed it because we did all the replays for Nth Metal.
That's true. So basically, just be careful with it, and don't have any Phantom Zone progress that you're not willing to lose when you do the challenge reset.
Right. So to put it, I can maybe put it another way, is that if you're going to do challenge reset, just be sure that any progress you have in the Phantom Zone, you're willing to give up and lose.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
The airplane mode / refund glitch is still working. That's good for packs with random drops and for last laugh tickets. We should point out that it doesn't work in the Phantom Zone because it requires an online connection. And we've seen people saying that by logging out before the final boss fight and switching accounts immediately if you don't like your reward, you can re-roll your Phantom Zone portal reward, but we haven't been able to get it to work. It looks like it's working on iOS as far as we can tell from the comments that we've seen.
Yeah, and it seems like, I mean, besides the advantage of, only spending your power credits on what you want on random drop, the other one we've talked about extensively, maybe we won't get into it too much now, is that there's an exploit because of the price differential where you can sell a metal character for 240 nth metal, but you could potentially get one for only 200 if you use the airplane mode glitch. It's a potential way of farming nth metal, but until
it's pretty inconvenient.
Yeah, and until you can actually get Valorium metal some way, getting enough nth metal to max out a metal character that has almost no power in their specials is probably not worth it.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, even the original sharer of it, Jonathan Hung, said it took too much time and just wasn't really worth it.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, it's not super efficient, but time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges. I don't know why I said but. I was just looking for kind of a segue to the next point, and it wasn't particularly smooth, but we got there. Just as always, return your cooldown.
That's
clock back to
consequentialism.
normal before you finish. Oh my goodness, you are just making constant references to things that I'm learning about in school because I'm in an introduction to ethics class right now. So
we learned that in the Good Place, actually. Yeah.
But I'm learning about consequentialism and welfare consequentialism right now. But for fear of this devolving into kind of super not related content.
But this is a weekly recap. It's all things injustice and I guess some things ethics too.
That's true. Some things my personal learning. I've been learning about welfare consequentialism, so that's fun.
Right. So that sounds like we've covered the not working and the working glitches. So that leaves us with our...
Ooh, no, we've missed one. Free energy without having to watch the video.
That's right.
Still works periodically for us. We don't need to watch the video. Dragons952 in the comments, in our description, we've got a comment if you're an iOS user and your button is grayed out.
So I totally jumped the gun.
There we go. But now you can...
All right, so the promotion glitch where you can promote characters that are still locked. Don't know if it works, can't test it because the conditions aren't right, and that's one of the vestiges from our playlist that seems like it will never come back because it might be that Warner Bros. Intentionally blocking the kind of conditions that would allow us to test.
As the Dixie Chicks said, it's been a long time gone now.
I love that Shut Up and Sing documentary they did on her. Or not her. I keep on thinking Natalie Maines, but on them. Because when I think Dixie Chicks, I think Natalie Maines.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, if this wonderfully informative video hasn't convinced you to give us some money, I don't know what will. We've got a Patreon, patreon.com/BDCKR. And if you want us to, I don't know, continue to be self-indulgent in what is supposed to be a primarily an informative video series, because apparently like 40 minutes a week isn't enough time for us to ramble on. You can go ahead and show us your support there. A huge thank you to the people who have made the baffling but much appreciated decision to give us money. Console Peasant, Eddie G, and Edwin Felix, who are supporting us at the top tier Last Word, iProfit, who is supporting us at the Your Message Here tier, and Sean Farrell and Daniel Simonson, who are supporting us on the credited level, and not to forget Chris Wolf and Laszlo Georgiades, who are supporting us at the Gratitude tier. So thank you guys so much for donating. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I should say, not just guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
Oh, that's good.
That's
that's a wrap.
Thomas Sanders. Yeah, but I really both like that turn of phrase and also the inclusivity that it indicates. But so thank you all so much for watching. We will see you next time.
Komoda.